happy with what she's doing.
Oh, wow. You know, everybody wants, if you're having children, they want you to have a son. Is this important to you? Would you rather have a daughter, son, or what? Or...
Not at all, not at all. I mean, the gender of the child is not important at all. You know, one thing though, my parents have, have wanted us to have kids for a long, long time. My brother already had a kid.
Oh, okay. Is this your older brother?
My younger brother.
And this is just, you have two siblings,
two siblings.
Okay.
Me and my brother. So my brother, who is like 22 months younger than I am, he got married like 3 years ago, and he has a kid now. And we should have had a kid a long time ago. Yeah. 7 full years. We're into our 8th year next year. So we should have had a kid. And my wife and I talk about having kids, and we haven't really thought it out, I guess. And in the end, perhaps like 10 years into the married, and we don't have kids, and we really think it's important to have somebody as a family member, we will adopt. We will adopt a wonderful child from any kind of background, and if that turns out well, who knows how many more children we will adopt. So my wife and I are very open to adoption, whether it's from overseas. And I think still Korea is a country that exports babies. Now, the word export is not a good word here. But then again, it's true that a lot of babies are still being adopted overseas, and I would like for that to stop. I mean, there are wonderful parents and people here who can adopt our own kind, and I think if it comes to that, it will come to that.
That's wonderful. You know, because I would love and have thought about that myself, even, you know, why not being a single parent, you know, to do this.
Of course.
But until my career settles down, I think, of course. But, yeah, so I know you have 2 dogs, and I hate to compare dogs as children, but I mean, really, because you need to give that time for dogs, and the only 2 things that are different between having a dog and kid is that we don't have to pay for education, and we can actually leave them at home. So, you know, tell us a little bit about your dogs.
You know, my whole character, I guess, being a lovable person and being a person who can give love to animals, I think I'm ready to have a kid in that aspect mentally. And like 35, 36 years old, perhaps like pushing 40 from next year. I'm at a point in my life where I think that my career and what I do, what I love doing, is not all about what you are and what you're made of. It's sometimes your genetics. It's being passed down to your children, and they become part of you. And I think it's a very important point when it comes to a marriage, the children and the aspect of things. I think that's a focal point when it comes to keeping a marriage intact. And I believe we should have had a kid perhaps some years ago. But since we're here without a kid, I think we're thinking of perhaps having our own, if not perhaps adoption at the same time. So me raising dogs and seeing myself in the mirror, just so much enjoying giving love to a creature like that. If that creature was one of my own, I probably would give everything to the child. Right?
Wow. I could see that. I could see that. Now tell us a little bit about what you like to do besides working. And I know you love your work and you're really good at your work, but what do you do as a hobby? Now I've seen pictures of you on horseback and I've seen pictures of you, you know, with a rifle and shooting, you know, as a hobby. Are these things that these are the things you're actually interested in? Or tell us, you know, what do you do on your pastime when you're not working?
You know, I think there are 2 set of guys in the world. Guys who are interested in team sports, guys who are not.
Okay.
I'm the latter. I'm not too interested in team sports. In other words, I'm not interested in baseball, basketball. I love watching those games, but I'm not really into doing team sports. For me, it's more just, I guess, bowling is something that I enjoy quite seriously at a point. I have my own gear. I have 3 balls. I have my own RoboCop arm that you use. I used to bowl quite seriously from time to time, every week, I think, and I used to bowl an average of 150 to 160, sometimes pushing 200. So it was quite a serious hobby for me. I think Denny Hong was on the show.
Oh, yes, program. He bowls.
Denny and I used to go bowling all the time. Every week we would bowl competitively. We would bet money on it sometimes just for fun. And that was a hobby that used to be one of my pastimes. Now, when I was young, I used to swim competitively, actually. I was a member of the YMCA, and as a kid, as a 5-year-old, that's when I first had my experience in the swimming pool, and I remember being, joyful in the water. And I took lessons for many, many years, and I did compete in competitions. The only reason I quit was that once I came back to Korea from Hong Kong, there weren't that many swimming pools in the 1980s.
Yeah.
Now there's so many swimming pools. You can go to many others, and we have a great swimmer called Park Tae-hwan who actually inspires a lot of people to become swimmers. But back then, it wasn't that easy to find a swimming pool in the vicinity. So what happened was, swimming, it's something that I still enjoy, but it's not something that I would have done career-wise because I wasn't in the best position to do it. Do you throw darts?
I do. My brother's taught me, but I'm not really good at it. I do darts and the game cricket.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I've played that a couple of times. Are you good at this?
You go to one of those bars and some people just do it for fun. For me, if I'm fixated on something, I focus for several months and I kind of like lose interest and I move on to other stuff. With darts, you can buy your personal darts.
Yeah.
You can get them on the internet or you can go to one of those dart shops and get your own darts. And you can customize them. And what you do, they're made of metal. And because they're heavier and you have your own grip, you really, really practice a lot until you have the elbow going on. And it's quite interesting. Like, if you're really good, you can bullseye all 3 times with the dart. And when that happens, it's really fun. And I would throw perhaps like an average of like 2 hours a day at a certain point. That was not that long ago, like 4 or 5 years ago.
Wow.
I was really into one of our colleagues was running a bar, and they had that dart thing going on.
Okay.
And it was really fun, and so that was a sport that I enjoyed.
Good.
Leisure, I guess. In the wintertime, I do snowboard from time to time. I just wish that I can find more time to go to hit the slopes. In the summer, 4 years ago, I think I picked up wakeboarding. Once again, I would like to go more often. You know how it's fun, like snowboarding, wakeboarding. You kind of like can do either one of them if you know how to do either one of them. So wakeboarding is something I do. I would really want to indulge in one of these things more seriously so that I can do the jumps and stunts and stuff like that. But yes, I am trying to engage in various sporting activities. I do work out.
Good. You know, I want to bring this issue is that when I first met you, I mean, you look fabulous then too. But now, seeing you after a couple, maybe, I don't know how long in that interim, but you lost so much weight. Now tell us how you've done this. Yeah.
Well, there's this perception in Korea that when guys get married in the first several years, perhaps the first, second, third year, I guess it's more the mental part. You're relaxed, you're comfortable, you have a stable family going on. And you kind of eat, I think the metabolism slows down a little bit.
Okay.
What happens is whatever you eat kind of like helps you